So as artificial intelligence systems increase their ability to think and reason and plan and make judgments and make choices, I think there is a genuine need to measure their ability in some quantitative ways. And IQs are based on the Gaussian distribution. And IQ is nominally 100 plus x minus m over sigma times 10. So it measures the difference between the performance and average as in relation to the standard deviation in the population. And so, this is a good measure as far as humans concerned. Of course, IQ is not everything. There are many other different aspects of cognition, but it is a fairly good measure. But when the AIs, are in rapid progress like today, the range of their intelligence would far surpass the range, which would be effectively measured by such a distribution, Gaussian distribution. So we need to seek alternative measures. In addition to that, there's this question of the robustness or embodied cognition aspects of such intelligence. And IQs in humans are measured typically by exams conducted in a room, closed environment, where the subject is supposed to devote his or her attentional resources, computational resources to the task before them. So, it would be great if someone could devote all the, necessary cortical resources driven by areas like dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, attention networks, so that other activities would be excluded for the moment. So concentration and paying attention to the tasks at hand is a key in scoring high in IQ tests. But in real life, we have many competing interests. There are many tasks to be conducted, and there are more than one relevant information at any given instant. And life is a complex system, and there are sometimes competing interests, and you need to actually strike a balance between different requirements. Like, for example, if you are dating somebody, of course, and at the same time you are sitting for an exam, personal relationship-wise, it would be great if you could pay attention to the person that you are dating. But exam-wise, of course, you would be well advised to study and cram and, prepare for the exam. So this is a typical classical example of conflicting interests. But in general, there are, in the modern life, there are many different aspects of jobs and life and which require our attention. Even if you are not Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, who are running company or companies, you are actually required to do many things at once. For example, Elon Musk, he's running companies like Tesla, SpaceX, X, the Boring Company, and so on. And he needs to, divide his time and attention among these different requirements. Of course, there will be cross sections of these things, and there will be resonances of different enterprises. But at the end of the day, you have only a finite amount of time, and even if you work 24/7 and put all-nighters, you actually end up being hard pressed to divide your labor between these competing interests, and that is this aspect of attentional portfolio, if you like, is not taken into account in the classical approach to intelligence typified by IQ. So in an IQ exam, you will be asked to sit for an exam, and you'll be advised to concentrate, and those individuals who do well at these things, they would be assigned a high IQ value. But there are certain individuals who are easily distracted, ADHD people, and they cannot really concentrate on one particular context, and their attention will be diverted by something or other, and as a result, you probably would end up doing less well in IQ exam compared to those individuals who can concentrate on a specific task without distraction. But in real life, actually, that kind of, ADHD type behavior might actually pay off, because look at Elon Musk. I mean, he's doing many things at the same time, simultaneously, but he's a really successful person. He's the richest man in the world. So rather than being a specialist on one thing, you might actually end up very well if you divide your attention between things, and that cannot be measured by classical approaches to intelligence. So there's this genuine problem of how to optimize attention and resource allocation of your brain, and that in turn translates into the problem of measuring the performance or potentialities of artificial intelligence systems. And when people talk about AGI or ASI, artificial general intelligence or artificial super intelligence, they tend to forget the fact that at one particular time, however capable a system might be, it is bound to concentrate on one computation. For example, if the AGI is doing some simulation of global weather, it cannot do anything else at the time. Of course, you can run parallel systems, but that wouldn't count as a single AGI or ASI. So we can probably talk about an ecology of AGIs or ASIs, where agents would be involved in many different tasks, but that is completely different from a singlet system, which is typically assumed in discussing AGI or ASI. So when people talk about singularities, their technological singularities, they typically assume that there is one system that would be doing the task, and that is totally different from the way these parallel systems would function in the ecological system of computation. So there's this genuine problem, missing link, how we can evaluate systems with possibly different goals, tasks to be executed, and where attention and computational resources will be allocated in an intelligent manner, and there will be a meta-intelligence at this level, how to allocate resources on top of the ability of specific tasks. So even if you can do tasks 1 to n, and if you can assign intelligence quotient to tasks 1 to n, then you have another problem, another layer of the intelligence of resources allocation, attention allocation. And in real life, actually, as humans, we are always faced with that kind of situation. You are hard pressed to make choices and judgments and execute tasks over many different areas. That's the reality of contemporary life. And somehow, measurements of the abilities of artificial intelligence systems must reflect that kind of computational environment. Otherwise, AI system wouldn't be so useful if I'm facing real world tasks, because at the end of the day, for example, environmental issues is not just about reducing carbon dioxide, which is great, but at the same time we should take into account how to keep civilization going, how to cope with increasing demand on energy by AI systems, GPUs consuming a lot of electricity, and so there are many different parameters. The issue of inequality, social injustice, bias, and so on. So I think we do need a genuine measure of intelligence, artificial and natural, reflecting these tasks, challenges of attention and resources allocation. So that is my thing. That is my thinking at this time in front of the Tokyo station. And this was another episode of Think Tokyo, where I tackle these problems facing us. Great place, the Tokyo station.